2 and see what happens, right? I mean, I know Vitality are strong on it regardless, but that's the map where there might have been something to exploit, but they decide, look, we're not prepped for it. It's not, you know, an ace in the hole that we have available to us, so they just go through with it, and we'll see how it goes on Mirage. But Mirage is what it's going to come down to, Mike. If they don't get that map, this one is curtains for GamerLegion.
Well, we're diving right into the action. We're not wasting any time. We are into the fun. It's Mirage on deck. GamerLegion, they will need to find their footing quickly because this is a very tall mountain to climb. The Vitality peaks. And the thing about this Vitality squad, you mentioned they've been pushing some of their BO5 Grand Finals. They've lost some maps here and there. But one of the things that they're finding that is so tough to overcome is that championship mentality. There's so many different ways that this team wins. One of those ways is when Rops puts a bullet through Towson's head. B, closed for business. You have no control on this side of the map. And now if you want to duel here in Con, well, you got to deal with this little guy named Zaiwu. Apex out of play, but Zaiwu, anything but. Now, well, a bomb plan may come through. There's a kit and a smoke available, though it's just been dropped off of Mezzi's body. Can be recovered. And Zaiwu is meanwhile clearing out the kills. It falls to Acor, and Acor, I don't know if you know about this, but the bomb is not planted for you.
All right, that was a very decisive retake coming through from Vitality. I was about to say, oh, we might see the first time they lose a pistol round here in Dallas, and absolutely not. They are so solid on that retake towards the A site. GamerLegion get a plant out of it so they can justify a forest buy afterwards, but man, was this clinical on their side.
Bomb retrieved and then dropped further into spawn. Just kick that rock a little further down the train tracks. Mezzi. Try to find a nice one. Little isolated duel, expecting some more to be there in the smoke.
Oh, nice shot.
But it is PR to connect one shot. Apex down. Apex was the hero of the Dust 2 they played yesterday. Had a bonkers rating for the captain. But it turns out that they don't always require him to do that because they've got this guy. I don't know if you've heard of him. Zaiwu?
Zaiwu? No, I'm just kidding.
What?
Oh my god. Yeah,
it is kind of crazy, you know, last year all of the talk towards the end of the year was about how Zaiwu wasn't even just being pushed out of the #1 spot, was actually down to 3, like maybe it's the new era, there's new town, we got Donk, we got Monacy. This year's not even a conversation.
No, not at all. Like, he is firmly at the top of the team, at the top of Counter-Strike right now over the last 3 months. 1.39 rating, 1.46 KD. It's crazy. Rops as well, doing phenomenally, 1.35 KD and a 1.23 rating. But, I mean, look, the numbers have always really been there for Zaiwu. It's just the issue has been getting the titles, and now he's getting those.
It's been getting all of them that are available.
Yeah, exactly.
The trophy race has been rather imbalanced so far this year. Obviously, all eyes in that discussion on the major. If you could stack an IEM Dallas before the trip to Austin, that'd be all that much better. FlameZ goes pushing in. Towson takes down 2. But suddenly, we got a little bit of action, a little bit of life here for GamerLegion. It's going to have to be that man Zaiwu to make a difference. Mezzi's trying to rally to his support. Rops and Mezzi, though, locked on out of this. How much of an appetite are they going to have for it? There's not a ton of money at this point. Mezzi 1 for 1. Flashbangs to harass and harry onto Rops. CTR doesn't realize he's here. But this would be a 1v4 for Rops.
Nah.
Robin Cool certainly does have a bit of magic to him. But this one seems like an impossibility, so instead he just slips the net to attempt to save.
Yeah, as good as he is, has to call for the save in that instance because he got tagged down to 16. And making maybe a little bit too much noise. Rez expecting this, and there you go. Rez will cap it off. It will be a first round picked up by GamerLegion. I mean, we talked a lot about A-Core. I think Rez was also a big piece yesterday for this GamerLegion squad. He came out in, I think it was map number 2 on Ancient. He was absolutely lights out incredible and was able to power them forward to a 13-9 win after that devastating 4-13 loss on Anubis. And the numbers, yeah, 25 frags for him, 119.9 ADR, and a blistering 1.86 rating. So they're going to be looking towards him as well if they want to find a win against Vitality.
You know what I recently learned? Is that cool means school in Estonian.
Oh, okay.
Had no idea. So, Rops may be taking some people to school at times, but this round, there's going to be a little bit of limitations. Much like with far too many teachers around the world, he doesn't quite have everything for his lesson plans. Space taken in towards mid. That's their response. It's just ZywOo to hold court at A, dealing some damage, but no kills. And now they've got the room to rumble. ZTR trying to kick in the door, but it's Rez behind him, who's a certain dominance. And the bodies dropping one after another. It falls to only Rops, who once again might just be trying to execute a little bit of a safe protocol here. Rez comes looking, and Rez, once again, make sure that save ain't happening.
All right, well, the force buy yields nada for Vitality, so tied up at 2. GamerLegion flexing their muscles a little bit on towards this A site. And I mean, have to be happy with the results so far, at the very least, but there's still a lot of work to be done, especially once those gun rounds come out for Vitality and the op goes in the hands of ZywOo.
Ah. E. ZywOo gone. No ESP magic here for the chosen one. Molotov in to force Apex closer in towards Firebox. There are pistols here. Things could get interesting, but they're going to have to make some sort of a play through the smoke because right now GamerLegion doing a great job of controlling the sightlines. Apex sniffed out. That was maybe the one surprising spot. And with that gone, Rez comfortable to stack up 3 rounds. So, GamerLegion firmly stuck into this Mirage. I don't care who the names are on the other side of the server. They are here to play.
Yeah, they're not playing shy at all. Very aggressive on their takes. They don't look like a team that's worried too much about Vitality's 26 series win streak. In fact, they probably want to break it. And that's powering them forward. 6th round of play, but as I mentioned, here come the guns. No op yet for ZywOo. Still on the rifle. Incendiary tossed at Tossin's feet. There's a smoke into it immediately afterwards, or actually was already up. So it's tossed a little bit too far. Tossin not fussed at all. And now the rest of his team might be joining him because he's probably saying, hey guys, I don't really see much. Maybe have a look, see what's going on at B. Nope. There's the spot on Mezzy. Yeah, they're bunching up for a B execute now, Mike.
Molotov into the van. Spray down here from Rez. Nice entry found. Mezzy out of play. Rops overlooked for the moment, but they're quickly going to realize the error of their ways. He gets 2, though, before being silenced, so an advantage in the numbers as Apex also chimes in ahead of the door. Apex goes for 1 more, but ZTR on 6 points of health. He's got 30 seconds to try and cook up a couple of magic headshots. Ooh, slip past that C4.
Ooh, yeah.
And if he goes through the smoke, I mean, it's going to be curtains for him. Bats turn! Bats turn! Never mind! All the curtains come for Vitality. ZywOo looked away at the wrong moment. And ZTR is the star of the show.
You can hear the laughs on the GamerLegion side. They can barely believe it themselves. Oh, what a play from ZTR. I'm not sure if it was just him saying, I don't need the bomb, it's about the frags here, or maybe he just had a misstep and walked over it by accident, but it didn't matter at the end because he delivered with the frags. And yeah, you hear the celebrations from GamerLegion as they should, stealing a round away from Vitality.
Yeah. That's
Wow,
gonna be a
Mike.
frustrating one as well, right? Because
Yeah.
Zaiwu, you had eyes on that and you looked away right as the play came through. It's actually so rare that you have those lapses in just the game sense. It feels like that preternatural game sense is part of what defines Zaiwu's game. So that is a massive coup for ZTR. Doing the unexpected and finding the big play. Talk about leading from the front. Talk about rallying the troops. That's exactly how you do it. And now GamerLegion double up on their opponent's scoreline. Vitality down to the Deegs. You have two players here close by Khan. Apex strikes first. Things get messy, but ZTR again is the one to save their bacon. Bacon back on the menu. It falls to PR. Doesn't have access to the bomb. Doesn't have control of that C4. Has a Mezzi and an Apex to deal with. Well, he'll try and fire some shots on through. Apex with a reposition and a nade to chase. It's PR down low. Not so low, though, to make this unattainable. The route into the window. Mezzi's aware that this could happen, but it will require the drop down from PR. When he makes that move, he'll be vulnerable. 20 seconds. There's the drop down. Now they know. Now they know which way to look. Just a question of whose crosshair will find it, and the answer is Apex.
I mean, you're talking about Vitality finding ways back into matches, into series, and just managing to get away with wins, and that's one of them, right? They just are in the half-buy. They've got the MP9s out, and they managed to do the damage. Apex, in particular, jumping around on that one for his third, and I mean, look, fantastic work for him on the round. I think ends up with a 4K. Timeout going to be called by Vitality after that. But that is massive for them after it looked like GamerLegion had found a really critical round victory.
Yeah, I think Apex should take more vacations. I know he spent a week off in between Copenhagen and Dallas. Took I think he was going to Italy, if I recall correctly. So maybe Vitality should just have a vacation budget for Apex. Between every event, they send him somewhere beautiful in the world. It's something that's been a topic for this Vitality team, right? Is how do you sustain? I know the conversation on the pre-show to open the day was about eras and Steel's defining characteristics where you have dominance, you have longevity and you have defining the meta. And right now, certainly everybody is chasing the back of Vitality. They have been dominant. They are defining our current moment of Counter-Strike.
Yes.
The real question for them is the longevity, is how long can you sustain? And that's something that's been very present on their minds in terms of when you take breaks, when you play tournaments, when you skip, when you spray down almost 3. Low health on 2, and Zaiwu takes Rez out of play. Now Mezzi activates here from the van. Trying to drive this situation into a dub. PR creating some noise, but without access to that bomb, once again, separated from his teammates, this young gun is going to have to try and find some sort of space. And what he'll find is Apex.
And there it is. Yeah, we talked about once the op comes out, that'll be a difference maker immediately. Zaiwu making himself heard. Great smoke break as well, coming through in the midst of that to allow Zaiwu to get visibility. And I mean, so much damage done by Robs. Yes, he only gets 1, but 2 players were on life support coming out of that engagement, and Apex capitalizes on the end. Vitality, as you would expect, right back into this one, tied 4-4. And actually, GamerLegion going to call a timeout off of that.
Understandable.
So.
Their early momentum has shifted away, but they do still have guns here. They still got a chance to really take some command to prevent that CT side from building up bank. It hasn't stabilized just yet. There's some money in reserve, but there's still plenty of time to break them back down. timeout expires. Back into the fray. No up on the other side for Acor.
Missed window smoke.
That doesn't help.
And a missed Molotov because of it. Oh my god.
I was just looking at this and saying, yeah, there's nobody here in middle. Now we smoke pop, confirmed that there really is nobody here in middle. They could take some late space, actually, as the response to that is that Vitality shift the numbers around, right? So I was anticipating that that might mean they're stacked up in towards apartments. There might be a different approach to this. And now, actually, the re-smoke in towards window. They take this space. They can rocket up the catwalk. They've completely upset the expectations here, but Mezzi!
Does it even matter?
Knocks down the targets. Flamesy comes through that smoke at the right moment. And he's come to find the flank of PR as well. Towson alone. GamerLegion, I love the macro. It looked like they had a window. It looked like they had a moment. But it's so often the case in Vitality, even when you find the gaps, the individuals can stand strong.
Oh, and did they ever. Wow, what a hold from B. Mezzi and Flames, dropping 2 apiece. Didn't look fussed in the process, right? Like you argued, GamerLegion kind of had the surprise element, a surprise attack coming through because I would have just backed off saying mid's clear, and they re-smoke and charge forward, but, yeah, doesn't matter. The mechanical skill is obviously there for Vitality, and Flames will get the last on Towson. That early momentum for GamerLegion is completely gone.
King Mezzi holding court. All right, now it's virtually the full team effort out from Vitality. I mean, if you look at the kill spread, it's quite even. We're early days. Just goes to show that there are no soft spots here. There is no easy path in towards any site. Right now, there's a little bit of an isolation on the Mezzi. We'll toss in a smoke to make that better. A flashbang to intimate that he might have been taken back up his post here on Van, as he did. And it is just pistols coming his way. Pistols without armor at that, John.
Yep. Should be the same story as last time. Although it is just Mezzi here, like you mentioned, anchoring down the B site. Maybe gets overloaded. Unless the reinforcements arrive.
Yeah, he's right by bricks. He's not quite committed yet. And Mezzi tucking means that it's going to be a little later to find his contact. Now he knows. Mezzi pokes back out. Rops is going to come over quickly. And Rops sprays down to the tune of 2. Loses his life. Nice shot from Acor. But Acor at the van. This is a matter of time. Do you die to a gun, or does Zaiwu get this HE over to Van? That's the answer.
Well done from the whole Vitality squad there. Rops in particular adjusting himself at the perfect moment to support Mezzi over on that B anchor position. And, I mean, gets a couple of frags, which makes life a lot easier for Mezzi. And there it is. You're going to see on the replay. Vitality quickly getting themselves up to 6 here. It was 4-2 for GamerLegion, but 4 in a row for Vitality. Now GamerLegion will have the guns once more. AKs across the board, and Apex is charging up aggressively into mid. Look at this. Molotov's going to get thrown for boxes. He almost catches ZTR for the first frag, but after ZTR gets tagged down to 28, he will retreat and try to join what will be an A execute. There are 3 players here for Vitality.
Who doesn't know they're out?
Them.
He doesn't know they're out. He doesn't know they're out all the way. Now might cost them. Somehow stays alive. Avoids getting punished for it. Now Flamesy back in. They know there's a player sandwich, and they're starting to pluck these players apart. A drop on down for Apex. And there was a moment, there was a window there for GamerLegion where it felt like they had slipped the net, but they'd gotten past the keeper. Now, well, they're totally isolated. ZTR is on the wrong side of the map to join up with Rez. He's trying to get this bomb out of here because Rez has a ton of real estate.
They've got time, and Rez can attract them towards the B site with the Molotov, which would clear out A.
Here's the question.
Yeah.
You have 2 choices because of that aforementioned time. Well, now you don't have choices.
Nope.
Rez is dead. Mezzi has found them. He has eliminated the choices. So ZTR will be coming back towards this A site, but seeing Rez, they're thinking he went to go link up. This gives ZTR the chance at the bomb plant, provided he just plays it safe and doesn't go looking. Which is exactly what he'll do. Vitality just want to confirm this round.
Yeah.
So Robs works his way into ramp. Mezzy from the jungle trying to make noise here in Con as well, which means that ZTR is going to be backing away. Does he ever think about it? Not at all. Not at all. So Robs finds the flank, the defuse, plenty of time for that, and the 7th round confirmed.
Honestly, GamerLegion made a nice play by choosing to go towards that A site and actually gain some space, but even then, you know, Vitality there to get some answers. ZTR manages to get one for himself before he fades off a little bit, but given the fact that his teammate was spotted out towards that B site, had to commit into A. I just love the adjustment coming through from Vitality, right? They send one player immediately, no hesitation, onto that flank up ramp. That means they have a pincer attack in towards the site, and there's only so much ZTR can do. In fact, he's not even thinking about the flank in that instance. He expects them both to be coming from the front, and it's a freebie for Vitality at the end, as they do indeed get a 7th, their 5th in a row here, looking to close it out on a win streak in this first half.
Little time taken here to try and engineer that final round. Knowing what a world of difference this 7-5 could make to GamerLegion. Some limitations on the util, but they got the guns. And certainly Vitality are bringing through everything they could possibly want. Onto this mid aggression, a little bit more of a standard round here.
Yeah. GamerLegion just keeping a couple players back towards this A site, but the bomb is leaning away from it just to set up some utility. I think that's for the connector smoke. Yeah, okay, so that's just setting up the connector smoke so that they can get a pincer attack from both mid and A main and Palace, Mike. Ooh, a little bit of noise made there into window. No one's there to hear it, though.
No. Russ has the space now. They've got the entries as well, and suddenly things are looking pretty darn good.
There it is.
Even better now that Apex is gone. Certainly this will be attempted by Robs and Mezzy, but a 5v2? How do you even start? They haven't lost the space through the shutter just yet. Rob's looking, knowing that eventually someone's going to come looking, and that person is Rez. So that might actually disguise the fact that Towson's come through afterwards. Robs goes to the op. Takes one more, but the trade is instant. PR will not let that one slip away. So bittersweetness as we head to the break. Little clap, little relief there in some of the rounds, perhaps. Vitality get rumbled for moments by GamerLegion, but they bring it through. They bring it strong. A 7-5 half. Nothing conclusive here just yet. But we did see GamerLegion quite contained after that initial burst of rounds here, John.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, look, at the beginning of the half, it looked like things were going their way. They were trying to get the energy going emotionally, you know, yelling, screaming, and getting excited about the plays as they should, but Vitality had that big eco round victory, or well, let's call it a half buy because some MP9s were in the mix, and that really took the wind out of GamerLegion's sails. Yes, they do salvage a round at the end of the half, but the first half, as we kind of expected, mostly belonged to Vitality.
Here's a classic.
Pistol round. Yep.
Waterfall Palace. Players coming sailing on in. Nice curtain of smokes. Better shots from Towson. Beauty. The only player who could really have any influence with this as the smokes went down, but now Rob's causing problems here in Con. Clears this out, means that they only have to look one way to fight, and fight they shall.
Jeez.
3 players coming through. Incendiary deployed. Getting on top of Ticket. Flames Z finding the angle, but he can't find the shot. Bullets going wide, bullets missing, eventually zeroes in one. But Apex lost. Time is becoming an issue. These players don't have any health. Might be death by 1,000 paper cuts, but that is still death altogether. It's a 10-second defuse. Rops looking to deny, but he could do no such thing. Rez keeps his teammates safe. Had to hit the instant headshot, and so he did.
Wow, well, little victories here for GamerLegion. You did hand Vitality their first pistol round loss of the tournament, so that's good, I suppose. It's just crazy how Vitality are able to stay in this one. They lost the first 2 bodies, same as that first pistol round, but they come back into it and keep their composure almost up until the finish line. But GamerLegion challenges, they send 2 out at the same time from CT and are able to at least apply the amount of frags needed to stick the defusal, and then that last one was a beauty to deny any further space from being gained by Vitality to try and defend that bomb. So bomb plan comes through, meaning there will be a force buy, but they choose to go heavily into util do Vitality instead of opting for the Galil, which I don't necessarily mind because it's 4 Tech 9s and a Deagle. They explode out to B. This actually could be pretty effective.
Seems like they've got the same idea. CTR getting under the window, looking to link up with PR. Maybe just for an additional nade. We'll smoke to stall this out, but at this point, you'd imagine they're going to go through. A minute on the clock. Nothing seen. Smokes deployed. Vitality rocking on out. That smoke gives a little bit of cover to ZTR. Let's see if he can capitalize. PR blinded up, still finds the headshot. And now back turn, but a snap around PR gone. And ZTR still holds court, but eventually overwhelmed. Just too many pistols. The health is low. But can they snake a bomb plane here? 35 seconds. They're going to leave. They're going to leave,
they can go away.
John.
Yeah.
They're slipping out and past and on to Cat.
Oh.
But Rez has an inkling. He's got a tickling on the back of his neck from the fact that nothing's been seen here from Towson. And on the timing, Zaiwu caught on the cross, but Rops is the one who suffers for it. Rez through the smoke will not be allowing a bomb plan here and now.
Wow, that's a bold play from Rez, honestly. Gets the first and then just charges right through the smoke to find the follow-up onto Zaiwu. And despite it looking quite threatening, Vitality unable to close off that force buy. And GamerLegion will tie things up. I mean, it just goes to show you, though, the value of utility over necessarily getting the rifles in these types of rounds, right? Because Vitality had no Galil, only the Tech 9s and a Deagle to work with, but they had a ton of util at their disposal, which allowed them to take the space in the site. Sure, they don't win the round, but they make a case for investing more heavily into that util.
Deagle's ringing out, making maybe GamerLegion a little nervous about some of these mid peaks. No reason to serve your head up on a platter when there are 4 Deagles looking away. But PR finds his window to isolate out just one of those. You know, they got him painted into a corner though, and so Zaiwu waits on Flamesy's back. Rez over the smoke. This is a risky fight again, and that's why.
God.
That's why you don't face off against ZywOo unless he's looking the wrong way. Acor finds such a moment. But look at this. ZTR's been pulled off of the B site.
Yeah.
He'll come back to it. But it does mean that there's one more headshot that stands between Vitality and the bomb plant. He's so isolated. None of these players outside of Robs have armor. So the ZTR lockdown begins. Robs cannot find the killing blow. Headshots dodged, and ZTR keeps control.
ZTR, during that moment, is shaking his head saying, no, I don't think so. I got you guys, before he even gets the final frag. Maybe a bit of a delay on our side seeing the cams, but either way, impressive stuff from ZTR. Didn't get flustered at all. And that's a big round victory for GamerLegion, because if you recall in that first half, it was the eco round that we just talked about earlier that led to Vitality getting back into it. Now GamerLegion deny that and gain themselves a lead once more.
ZTR leading from the front on the kill counter. Not the typical position for GamerLegion, but if that's what he's got to do, that's what he's got to do. Certainly put him under pressure, but now with the rifles out for Vitality, Rops is opening up the show. Middle has proved costly for Acor. Vitality, with that 5v4 established, are content to shift back, readjust, move into what looks to be an A execute.
Yeah, I mean, very much shaping up for an AXQ, but PR does get the response onto Apex. Flamesy trying to activate on towards this A site. He's in Tetris now. Towson waiting, hiding in the shadows. Eventually gets spotted. Rop's going to take care of him, and then Mezzy drops Rez. It is only down to ZTR and PR, and now only ZTR as the frags swing through for Vitality.
4 alive. That'll bolster the confidence here. Bolster the bank account as well. Even losing Apex in that mid-engagement did not slow them down much at all. So we are all knotted up, and the guns are out. And the damage they've done with the Deagles, the damage they've done with the pistols, it's going to mean that there's not a lot in reserve. PR goes for the hero rifle here. Interesting. They got the A1S out on PR. Otherwise, it's a 5-7 for Towson and nothing else. Where is PR spotted? Going aggressive into B, straight into the fight. Already spotted, already dropped, and that gun is not going to be recoverable. So goodbye to the hero rifle, and so long to Acor as well. CTR, though, apparently just an assassin no matter what gun you put in his hands. Now that does give Vitality just a touch of pause to see if some sort of stack is going to get thrown at them.
Yeah, Apex waiting there towards mid, takes care of Rez. Oh.
Oh. Well, we can look at their faces.
Yes.
Read the rest of this round. Look at the rapt concentration going on right now. You can see, oh, we've got a free cam. We got a free cam. Can we get this over to ZTR? Yes, we can indeed.
Ooh.
We've summoned it back. ZywOo just in time to see him erase ZTR's head. It's a point-and-click adventure for ZywOo. And Towson will not have a whole lot more success.
All right, so just like that, Vitality back in the lead. It's crazy, right? You feel like GamerLegion have these opportunities to strike, and They lose the follow-up after winning an important round, and right here it's just the anti-eco, so there really isn't much GamerLegion can do, and Vitality just seem to have their number at every single turn. So 9-8 in favor of Vitality. GamerLegion coming through here. Money is very difficult in terms of the economy for GamerLegion, so they have to settle for an MP9, and the utility is also extremely lacking. That will have an impact here, and Rez, you know, trying to take an aggressive fight, hoping to find a first, gets immediately deleted by Apex. They have a 5v4 in favor of Vitality. See the desperation in GamerLegion now in terms of their plays.
Starting to feel it a bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for Rez, the only impact he has in this round is his body on the dust below him. Players are setting up for a little bit of a mid-collapse. This could get interesting. Do they have a flashbang to go over? No, they'd have to do it dry. Risky, but Apex looking the wrong way. No, doesn't cut into a kill. The flashbang came in just in time from Vitality, and now the kills are following it. FlameZ with 3 in the round. It looked like there was a moment maybe where GamerLegion were set to explode, but the lack of a flash from their side proves costly.
Goodness me, that's one of the most dominant round victories we've seen so far in a gun round here for Vitality. And that's gotta hurt the confidence for GamerLegion. See them just trying to get back into the fight, even PR at the end. Nothing could happen. Vitality had every single corner covered. 10-8, back onto the eco for GamerLegion. They're gonna have one more chance at a full gun round to get on the board, otherwise this one's heading to map number 2.
And you painted the picture in the pre-show here, John. Mirage is the best chance. Mirage is the one map where at times Vitality have shown some struggles, some in quotation marks.
Yes.
But when you're looking to take down a monolith like Vitality, you have to find some sort of a crack. There don't seem to be any crack showing in this one. Mezzy might have a chance for some eeks. Might also have a chance to lose his gun. GamerLegion at this point just trying to increase their margins at all. If they can hunt up a player on the exit here. Oh, Mezzy knows. Mezzy's seen this one. Mezzy has seen this one before. A little utility damage for the king. And that will confirm no casualties. Pacifist playthrough of a round of Counter-Strike.
Don't see it often, but there you have it.
Corner right there.
Yeah,
I wish everybody. It's like a shooting star.
And now, the moment of truth for GamerLegion. Their wish is probably for a 9th round victory here to get themselves back into Mirage. Without it, it's probably curtains. I mean, yes, you have the full loss bonus, but that's a small comfort on CT side, because it won't allow you to get strong buy-ups. You have to sacrifice something in order to get util out, if that's what you choose, or go the other way without having much util. Anyway, we can't talk about what might happen. What's right here in front of us is GamerLegion have to win this round if they want to continue forward here on Mirage. And again, you know, going to Nuke, this is a map that, yes, there have been some minor vulnerabilities for Vitality as well, a couple of losses, but those losses were in March. They've got, what is it, a 7-map win streak on Nuke since that point. So, I don't know, and against the top teams in the world.
Say one thing about Vitality. Big fans of streaking. A-Core, not going to be able to deal with Zaibu. Overloaded. It was one thing to do it against 3D Max yesterday, but Vitality is a different beast altogether. And A-Core, again, perhaps struggling to get stuck in. The silver lining we can say for him is that it did take him a map to get warmed up last time. Found that pistol round clutch in the second map of play, and suddenly he's like a different player altogether. So maybe he just needs that moment, that spark. That big round. But those rounds, as many teams know, are hard to come by against this team.
Oh, yeah. Vitality can really suffocate you. Okay, hold on. Rez has one onto Apex and fades back through the smoke for cover.
Look at the space. Look at the space. The threat here right now for ZTR. He's in so much trouble, and there's no way out. Rez even eliminated by Rops on the flank. The bomb will go down. It has to be a save for these remaining GamerLegion members.
Bomb has been planted.
Well, yeah, no choice. No money left, so Towson and PR are going to carry this AK and M4 into the next round if they can hang on to it, because Vitality have absolutely zero reason not to chase them out. Tons of money available. So the hunt will begin, since the bomb has pretty much been confirmed to explode at this point. No one's really nearby. They spotted out PR. Oh man, that's going to be tough for him to survive here, Mike. And he's gone. Only Towson left, who should be safe. Operative word is should, as he fades into respawn.
Sorry, what was that? Can we get a replay?
Maybe we'll get it at the end here. I didn't hear it either.
Something about the baggage? Well, we'll have to leave that to the Reddit experts. I always do enjoy a bit of the Apex trash talk. Certainly earned it here on this map of Mirage. A-Core connecting a shot with the Scout, of all things. But as heavy damage done onto a few of these Vitality players, they wanted to accelerate. Zywoo's out of play, but Apex has found Towson. PR shutting down the mid approach. It's just going to be these A players. They've got a lot of space behind these smokes. And Rops is pretty far forward. See if Rops can capitalize on this forward ground. ZTR trying to make it uncomfortable for him. Letting him know that he knows what they know. But Mezzi behind the second effort. That bomb's now planted. The health is low for these remaining players. If there were nades for GamerLegion, it would be all trouble. But just smokes. Still need to find the shots as well. Apex swings into the action. And somebody swung into the kills. But I don't think it was Vitality. Looks like we're getting another round here.
It looks like it.
Bear with us, folks. A storm's a-brewing in Dallas. Might be causing us some problems here.
Perhaps so, but at the very... Oh man, that was a crazy shot from ZTR to finish it off, so we get to see it. Well done. To get that 9th round on the board for GamerLegion. That's crazy that Vitality even made it that close, considering the numbers disadvantage they had going to the post plant. They're just that good right now, folks. It's as simple as that. GamerLegion do hang on. They win the important one, though. And now they got the op in A-Core's hands. He's looking for something, a little bit of magic, perhaps, to find his way into a better spot in the scoreboard and maybe help his team power into overtime. 3 more rounds required from GamerLegion, and Mezzi gets the spot. Almost a frag. Speaking of frags, there goes the HE, and it's perfect. ZTR just has his arms up saying, what can I possibly do here? As he falls down by the wayside. B site a little bit vulnerable, and that's going to force PR to move himself more into B site than he might have liked.
Core with that off. Could be a difference maker. Apex gets caught. He's been a little loose sometimes with this spacing, but the op duel is lost here. Rez is tucked in the corner. They have a good idea that he's close by because of that kill on Apex. That means that he's in big trouble now. Trying to swing on out. Fortunately, won't be challenged here from Rops. Instead, it's a face from the window, and PR finds himself face first in the dirt. All under Rez. All under Rez to keep Vitality off of this dub, and Zywoo on the line will afford no second thought. Strong control here on Mirage. Vitality looking very good indeed. Looking like they're ready to extend that streak to 27.
Yeah, that's an exclamation point at the end with the overkill from the op to the dome. And look, there were moments. Far cry from, you know, what they want to see on Nuke, and A-Core still just the sub, but there's a possibility, maybe, that they can come through here and challenge. It's just,
yeah,
it's always going to be difficult.
The silver lining is that we saw this from A-Core, where the first map took a little bit to get locked in, and then from the second on, we were seeing the impact off that AWP that we were expecting and hoping for. So, that's a big question. Can we get it again? triple up ramp setup initially here, but it's just Rops to challenge this, and Rops has already dismantled one and withdrawn. But outside, in the yard, Rez collecting a bit more. PR alongside him. These long-range engagements are working out beautifully. It all falls to Rops, who's going to have to recover that C4 before he does much of anything else. Works his way through Squeak. He's just trying to isolate fights here, expecting angles that a player might be alone in. Down the vent. They know he didn't go ramp. I suppose they know the vent is open. I don't know how much they're going to be expecting this. You can see right now, at least, ZTR's back is turned. Oh, ZTR's back is still turned. Those back turned headshots can be tricky with the pistols, but Robs has retrieved the C4. He got the kill, and he is withdrawn and down. Can they beat him on the foot race down towards the lower site?
I don't think
should
so.
be able to.
No, he'll get behind cover, though.
Bomb plant secured. This is already a massive find for Robs in a 1v4. And though that's all he'll find, a couple of kills and a bomb plant is not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, it helps a Galil come through in the next round for Rops anyway, and everyone else can get some util and Tech 9s or even Deagles if they want to. So there's something available to them this next round, but GamerLegion secure another pistol round, and this is how they started yesterday, right? They got pistol on CT, they got 4 rounds afterwards, but then when the guns came out, the struggles also did for them as well. I think it was 4 or 6 out of the last 7 rounds went the way of 3D Max. So again, there's still a lot that needs to be done for GamerLegion on this map, and vulnerabilities for Vitality to exploit.
Drops that rifle over. Rops drops an AK over for Zaiwu. Talk about selfless. I mean, you talk about Rops, he's a star player all in and of his own right. But if you're going to put a gun in one man's hands, take the ego out of it.
Yep.
Give it to these hands right here.
Sacrifices the head armor as well.
Get a lot of space here down lower. The AK still up top, but they're making noise, and this is to draw focus. This is to draw attention. It might actually soften up the upper site. Because right now, PR on Rez are here in defense. These are two of the very heavy hitters of this squad. What's the idea? How far do they want to take this? The question is, what is this lobby nucleus waiting for? Are they trying to link up through ramp? That seems to be the case. Or do they want to try and draw presence down lower and then hit up top?
I'm guessing they want to meet up towards the B site, right? And once they activate a little bit, maybe they can find some information for those ramp players. But Acor is going to have something to say about this either way.
He's been spotted. He's been deleted. And now they make their way on in towards lower, but PR on the ramp itself holds court. Rez now strikes from behind the tower, and ZTR plucking off Rops here on the flank means the time is running short. Towson follows up behind, and Flamesy can do no more.
Well, I mean, a good effort from Vitality to try and crack through, but GamerLegion, although they lose the first body, right? A great shot from Mezzi onto Acor. PR stands his ground and is unable to get traded out. And at the end of it, even though those two players try to activate from the back lines towards that B site, they are shut down as well. So the force buy is rebuffed, and GamerLegion a chance to, again, build up an early lead here against Vitality. ZTR and Rez waiting here for the engagements to come towards mid. Rez at Garage will be probably the first point of contact, but you also have Acor watching from heaven. Yeah. And this one going exactly as you would expect. The rifles farming the pistol players. And really nothing doing at all for Vitality in this one. Should be an easy third.
Looking like it. Rise has come out screaming in this one. He was a big impact player for GamerLegion on Mirage. One of the players here, certainly, who's not going to be as affected by the star power on the other side. By the names arrayed against them. He's been that star power. He's been here. He's done that. Okay, Robs. Knife? Not quite. But a gun picked up. 35 seconds to try and bring this through, to try and find the damage. Robs, what can you do? Could theoretically just go for the save. What a kill. That's all the better, Robs. Oh my goodness. Starts to make you believe that this could happen. At least keep the economy honest here for GamerLegion, as the rifles are set to come out for Vitality.
Yeah, I think something Robs had to be careful of is not losing the opportunity at his bonus. Lost bonus coming through. And he did not, and even made it better for himself by getting an additional $300 thanks to that frag. So that means Util will come in more comfortably for him. And Vitality are on the guns. This is when things should get interesting. Zaiwu tapping away towards Squeaky Door, and they're taking up the space in lobby. Our Vitality. They're lining up their utility for a potential A execute. Yeah, it feels like they want to go fast here. They come.
Nice kill on the first. Flamesy finding the space. Managed to dodge the majority of the flames on this Molotov. ZTR painting into a corner, but he takes out Zaiwu still. There's no escape. It was pinch and pull. Ultimately found himself at the middle of it. Rez up the vents. Finally silences Robs. Not before Robs claimed 2 of his teammates, and once the smoke fades, well, Rez dips right back down this vent. Apex ponders the chase, but they know where these 2 players are at this point, and so these numbers will get punched in, and not sure GamerLegion are going to fancy the retake.
Yeah, they get pushed back a little bit. Thought they might hang out a little bit longer, but I guess that smoke thrown into heaven. They say, okay, well, that's it. No real path back in, no util, aside from a nade to really work with, so they decide that the save is the better idea. The AWP and the AK will be carried forward. They'll have plenty of money to buy up around the rest of the players as well. So,
well,
I say plenty. PR has enough for a rifle, and I think Toss will be okay. It'll be a little bit of a mixed buy, but still, it should be serviceable.
Rez can drop a gun. PR could drop a couple of FAMI, or drop a FAMI and his own gun. They'll make it work. Might need some creative economics.
Maybe they just go for the half buy.
But this is the guns that come out and Vitality get on board. As has so often been the case. Tough team to stop once they got the rifles in tow.
Yep.
Timeout taken immediately, as they do want to discuss, I suppose, how much skin to put in this game. PR has dropped a couple guns, so that tells us what they're going to do. But they want to make sure they got this strategy locked in, knowing that this could be an early shift in the momentum. Ash getting vocal.
Yep, it looks like they worked it out. Have to salvage a bit of utility, but they do get the rifles they're looking for. So they are indeed okay. At least in terms of the rifles and the hardware they're bringing into this round. They have to find a way to stop this Vitality squad here on Nuke. Win percentage on T side is pretty good. 52.9% here. T-round win percentage for Vitality. Even better on CT side, as you would expect on a map like Nuke. But this is the chance for GamerLegion to pile on the rounds. They have to do it on their defensive side.
Props as always, he's got lineups. Sets up the mini smoke. Here comes the players out the hot. They're going for a little bit of an explosion, but something has chased them back. Trying to perhaps bait out this utility salvo. And without it available, Legion held their nades in check, but this sends the mini players rotating off, and now a re-molly in. They're going to need to get stuck. Base taken. Mezzy with an entry, Flamesy and Zywoo follow it up. This hesitation, this stutter step on the util exec completely bamboozles GamerLegion. They keep thinking there's a second element coming in, but it was just that hezzy step that catches them off guard, and now means Acor has to try and back away.
That's actually wild, right? I was about to say, oh, Vitality don't have much util left, so it looks like they'll either have to make a decision, take a fight here, or it's going to be tough going to the B site. Instead, like you mentioned, bit of a stutter step, bit of a delay on the actual execute, and GamerLegion just got caught with their pants down. Unexpected. All of that was unexpected for them.
I think this is one of the maps that's most fun to watch what Vitality do. Apex has talked about it. I think this is his favorite map, and has been his favorite map for a very long time. And it's just, you see so many layers and variations to the util deployed by Vitality, and in terms of the timing that they hit behind it, this is a great example of it. You throw what looks to be a very bang-on exec, and then you fake the rush out hut to try and bait out the util, then they don't go, so then the mini players are like, okay, well, what was that to distract us from? We got to swing outside, and then the hit comes through, and it's just, there's layers on layers on layers, so try and keep track of that.
It's not easy. Vitality really forces you to think. And you see there, GamerLegion unable to find the response, and now they're stuck on pistols again. Their economy really suffering. It's going to be Flamesy farming away. He's got a couple of frags as well, though PR does connect for one, and they try to crunch into lobby to GamerLegion, but they're denied at every single turn. Towson walks into the crosshair of Apex, has already worked his way into Mini. Now it's up to PR and CTR. Again, this was just a full-on eco for them. And well,
he knew. He's like, the one risk here is that they take this AK, so I'm gonna do my cleanup. Clean up on aisle me. Apex hunting around. They're looking for him. They're correct that this is where the most isolated player would be. It's not about saving the USPs here. It's about trying to find somebody with an isolated gun. They have found somebody with an isolated gun. Unfortunately, he does still have a gun. And PR does not. And now he's got a friend.
All right, and there we have it. As soon as the guns come out, Vitality strike. They got those 3 rounds on the board. GamerLegion going to have a buy-up here. Not sure if it'll be enough for the op to come out, which hasn't had a chance to ring true for Acor the same way it did yesterday up against 3D Max. And no, they don't have enough money, as mentioned. So it's just going to be the rifles on the Vitality side. They got that wall of smokes thrown. They're going to send 3 players yard. Flames going on top of Silo, looking for some activity over in Garage, but no one is actually in that position, which leaves Yard very, very vulnerable here on GamerLegion's side. They're playing a pretty passive positions, and Apex walks into Secret and says, okay, this is free.
In that ground. How far does he want to press it?
Yeah.
Smoke already up here. So ZTR announcing his own presence. They're nervous about the timing that Vitality could have hit. Speaking of which, Rops wrenches open the squeaky door. They know there's likely a player down, which is why that Molotov perhaps comes through. That nade. They're quite fortunate it doesn't catch Flamesy. And now Apex already in towards Mini. It's going to be tough to defend this. Acor! Flipping up. Towson swings in. And just like that, the defense holds.
That's insane. It felt like they were made, honestly, because Towson was spotted out over at second vent. Thought they would just clear him up, but Acor comes out of nowhere seemingly, gets himself a couple of frags, and then all of a sudden they're like, where do we look? You know, Towson's here, but Acor could be threatening us, and Towson takes that opportunity and gets those 2 frags for himself afterwards in a clean sweep pretty much to the finish line after that point for GamerLegion, a round seemingly out of nothing.
A massive one to find as well, because they also kept bodies up, so now they've got a little bit of economy to play with. They've got the nades. They've got a lot more in terms of utility. We might see some more aggressive plays as a result of this. Rez already putting this into effect. Out here at Glaive. There's a gap in these smokes, and Apex gives him exactly the shot he was looking for. And he presses forward. And he presses forward! But Flamesy's here to be the cleanup crew. I like the idea. Not quite working out for him here, and Zywoo doubles up to secure an advantage for the moment for Vitality. Rops is getting purchased here at the vent. CTR knows he has to hold the line. Well, he can find the first, the second as well. The third proves too much. On the overload, still Towson catching. Brilliant here from the second vent. Flamesy burning one. But tagged on down by PR, still presses forward. Doesn't slow him at all. How are you going to attempt this clutch? He would have heard PR drop down. Doesn't know that Towson's already gone down the vent, though.
He's got 40 seconds to work with. Yeah.
There's time for it.
Yeah, it'll be.
Don't think he's going to expect Towson to be so close to single door, though. If he has the presence of mind to plant safe from single, I mean, that would be preternatural awareness here. He does. Has the idea that the vent player might have gone there. Towson still finds the timing on the swing. Flamesy panicked, pulls off a second too early, and is eliminated.
Yeah, it's difficult once you hear that door open. You know that the sirens go off in your mind like, oh, I have to plant the bomb quickly, and you miss your timings by a half a second. And of course, well, no plant will somewhat hurt the economy here of Vitality, but I think they still have enough built up that they should be perfectly fine to buy up into this next one, and they will.
What a recovery from
yeah, I was going to say,
though.
CTR, yeah, in Mini, he gets those 2 frags and is able to shut down the attempted push and ends up going down in the trade afterwards, but Towson, again, from second vent, is absolutely massive for his squad, makes it a 2v1, and Flamesy, despite his efforts, cannot even get the bomb planted, and it's another round for GamerLegion.
They're making a run of this. They've pressed the economy for Vitality to the brink here. An op is brought out for Zaiwu. Often he'll try and stay away from that, especially on the T side, sometimes only picking it up off of his opponents, but where are they going to move him with this decision made? Looks like he wants to fight outside. Wants to bring the pressure up against A-Core. A-Core's just missed the timing. Gets on the red box. Oh, and A-Core's ready for it.
Shot.
So first duel of the op on op here on Nuke, and it's A-Core who steps away with the kill. And he'll find more. Apex wandering in the open. Finally, that op can be shut down, but A-Core starting to find his footing here on Nuke. And that would be a great sign for GamerLegion.
Yeah, it's the piece they need to activate, honestly, and a great shot to open things up. The follow-up Apex, pretty much a no man's land. Surprised he wasn't expecting that peek. Now PR is going to activate onto Rops. 4v2 in favor of GamerLegion. Flamesy and Mezzy. They're worlds apart at this point. Need to find a way to group up. And it'll probably require a frag from Flames onto PR, if he even looks at this spot before PR spots him. He won't.
The answer is no. The answer is decidedly no, leaving it all on a Mezzy, who spotted a foot and found a kill as a result of that. Hoping that there's space allowed him on towards A, but we know what he doesn't. Rez is here and ready to play. And it's just a matter of time for Rez to swing out and strike him low.
Well done, GamerLegion. Off of A-Core's op work, he's got to be happy. Nuke once again delivering some important moments for him. GamerLegion doubling up on the scoreline of it. Vitality 6-3. Again, it's their CT side, and I said it before, and I'm going to say it again. They need to pile up as many rounds as possible here because Vitality are going to be a wall that's very difficult to deal with in their CT side. So, sure, you can get a few rounds in, but it has to happen here. And they've got another opportunity to get a 7th with Vitality onto pistols only, no body armor, only a piece of util left. That's the smoke, and a nade sails in. As GamerLegion tossing that forward at yard. One thing we're not seeing much from GamerLegion, I think we saw it one round, but they were doing it well against 3D Max, where they were coming out and pushing that yard and getting into aggressive positions in that cubby right between Mini and Silo, but they're not really doing it here today. That said, they are still getting the rounds they need. It's just right here, they have a lot of space for Apex, and Apex strikes. Rez gone.
Patience rewarded. It almost looked like he stuttered for a moment there.
A-Core.
He's going to be dead. Nice cleanup coming it through from A-Core. Be nice to make some money off of that MP9 as well. Towson has seen them. Dancing around the towers here. There's no damage in this one. So some money brought through, some upgrades available here. GamerLegion starting to really put together a half.
Yeah, indeed. As, well, we'll have this next one coming up. Obviously, the guns are going to be back for Vitality, but we're going to look towards Acor once more. I imagine he wants to get that off back in his hands and throw the MP9 to the ground. It's going to be a little costly, and you see the frustration settling in a bit for Apex, getting caught off guard. Didn't expect the flank to be there, and indeed, the MP9 is gone. Acor's on the op again. He'll be posted up at Garage. This is where he did the damage before. Towson potentially supporting from Secret. And now Acor actually backed off. Towson does get one. Can he collect another? No. Good trade from Mezzi.
Good trade indeed. And this time they're going to back out. Having given the threat of the secret play, they back off of this. They know that they've been seen. They know that they looked like they were headed that way. But interestingly, GamerLegion are calling their bluff. There's no one shifting down. Instead, they're clearing in towards lobby. And Robs is at serious risk as a result of that. Oh, but Robs finds the push in towards Hut. They're not ready. They're not ready. PR, you're looking the wrong way. Oh, no, PR. How could he have expected this? He thinks the players are down secret. He thinks Robs is that one lurk, but instead, they're in his walls. They're looking right at him. They're tickling the back of his scalp, and now it's all just Acor, and Acor is out of there.
Oh my god, that is so rough for PR because, look, Robs gets that frag, but that would reinforce Vitality even more, thinking, well, no one's going to be lobby at all. So if PR is looking the right way, he probably gets one, maybe even two, just off the element of surprise, but he tucks himself in and stares towards Hut instead of the entrance to lobby, and that doesn't lead to much at all for his squad. So fourth round picked up for Vitality. Now we're into the last round of this half, and the money isn't great over on the GamerLegion side, having to settle for an MP9 and a timeout going to be called.
Timeout taken. This is interesting. Looking at the gun models, it's crazy how much larger the MP9 looks like on the HUD than the A1S with the silencer.
Yeah.
Big MP9. Giga SMG. Not living up to its name. Look, a 7.5 would be a little disappointing, I think, for GamerLegion at this point, but workable. They've shown some gumption, and I think most critically as well, Acor's shown some comfort here, which gives them an element that they can play around for sure.
Yep.
One final round, they prioritize that op here. John, can he have impact again?
Well, it depends where to deploy him, because it looks like ramp might be the end result or end target here for Vitality. Oh, no, they just pepper a few bullets through the smoke. Now they've regrouped into lobby. Yeah, it looks like they're trying to circumvent Acor. Maybe if he gets up into heaven, he can have an impact here. If the hit comes towards the A site, that is absolutely where Vitality are leaning towards. Rez, watching, waiting. Molotov goes in for second vent, where Towson has created a lot of headaches for Vitality, but he's not there this time. He's up on top of Hut now, and here they come. Towson, can he have an impact? Yes, he can, but he only gets one. Rez another. It is an advantage now, a big one here for GamerLegion.
Wow, ZTR dancing around with this MP9 and Apex. Takes him a moment, but Rez has the last laugh. A commanding lead here for GamerLegion, but Nuke for Vitality, it's a tough nut to crack.
Taking over control, can you feel it? Our body's moving closer, is it real? Trying to lose myself on the night shift, out of sight, yeah. Baby, can you feel me? Can we try it? I'm ready to Trying to lose myself on the night shift. Outside, yeah. Taking over control, can you feel it? Our bodies moving closer, is it real? Trying to lose myself on the night shift. Outside, yeah. Alright, baby, can you feel me? Come and try it. I'm ready to move for the night, yeah. Trying to lose myself on the night shift. Outside, yeah. Taking over control, can you feel it? Our bodies moving closer, is it real? Trying to lose myself on the night shift. Outside, yeah. Baby, can you feel me? Come and try it. I'm ready to move for the night, yeah. Trying to lose myself on the night shift. Outside, yeah. Taking over control, can you feel it? Our bodies moving closer, is it real? Trying to lose myself on the night shift. Outside, yeah. Alright, baby, can you feel me? Come and try it. I'm ready to move for the night, yeah.
GamerLegion find their footing here on Nuke 8-4. And Vitality, despite going deep into their bag of tricks, messing with the timings, messing with the expectations, they still can't quite find the rounds here, John. GamerLegion giving them some fits and some starts, and for a Vitality team that has been very strong on Nuke, this is something of a surprise.
Yeah, and I mean, for GamerLegion to find success, every piece on their side has to be clicking, and it is the case here on Nuke. I mean, Towson's had his moments from second vents in a couple of rounds. Acor comes through with the AWP and has impact for his squad, as we saw yesterday, and Rez, well, he's Rez, continuing to lead by example on the squad. So let's see if GamerLegion can push it across the finish line now and send it to map number 3. Pistol round, so far, so good for Mezzy. He's just tapping heads, taking names, doesn't care, but Towson does the same. Mezzy and Rops are down, but it will be Zaiwu making Towson the last one standing.
He's got the bomb at least. Well, eventually. Where'd it go? Huh? Huh? Oh,
There it is.
There it is. Cleared every spot but the one it was in. Fortunately, his smoke's still up. Or rather, the smoke that was thrown. So, bomb plant secured. 3 players to find. Does isolate the low player first, but can't win that fight. Shutter broke it instead. They just try and get onto the defuse. He knows he's been painted into a corner, and there's just no chance.
Yeah, well played from Vitality, just sticking that defusal, putting pressure onto Towson to go and peek and have a look at what might be happening on that bomb, but he just can't get around in time. They flood in his direction, and Vitality take the pistol round. It'll be 5-8. Just this, like Mezzy, right? These surgical shots coming through at the beginning. It almost felt like he was going to get every single one, but eventually Towson activates. Unfortunately, for the GamerLegion side, it's only Towson who's able to collect frags. So, one good piece to take out of it is that they got the bomb plant. You see it in their buy-up. 3 rifles are going to be afforded. One of them is Scout in Acor's hands. I imagine they're going to want to send it outside with this type of buy-up, and that's exactly the case. Smokes are up. Apex, no visibility, spams through and collects.
It's a nice gift. A res for Christmas? Oh, you shouldn't have. Dawson is down here. CTR wants to join. But as we can see, the defenders have already rallied. Now, Robs, he can't connect the headshots, but he has at least gained information. Let's see Flamesy's head on a swivel right now, and he's not going to be cleared. They're so focused on Robs. They're not at all prepared to soar above the flames. Bomb found. A-Core might catch Apex.
Nope.
But he looks away at the wrong moment. And now, here on the flank, it falls all to PR with one lonely Deeg. The lonely Deegler. Where does it all come from?
He is gone.
He is
No
gone.
more lonely Deegler. Well, it's going to be a 6 for Vitality. That was the one where the force buy came through for GamerLegion. Now they're going to be on the eco, so the gap is likely going to close even further. Only be one round. This is why a pistol round would have been so great for GamerLegion to really extend that lead and maybe apply a little bit more pressure Vitality instead. Now they can cook up 3 rounds in a row to kick things off, unless something magical happens here with their pistol upgrades.
Hey, look, Deagles. The danger.
You never know. You never know.
There's not lonely Deaglers anymore. There's a pack of Deaglers. When Deaglers can hunt in packs, that's when they're truly to be feared. We're a nature documentary now. And here is the habitat of the wild GamerLegion. Soaring through the outer yard. In fear of their primary predator. The apex predator of this kingdom. Apex. Found to purchase down secret. Hold on. 1 kill onto Mezzi. No more space allowed in towards Mini. No gun for you. But they have game purchase down with that bomb. I'm making it uncomfortable here as I was gone to the dualies. Though they look hilarious with his view model. Just to try and prevent them from getting this bomb plant money, which I will ably do.
Yeah, not too fussed or Vitality in that situation. Yes, there was a frag that came through and it allowed the space to be gained to secret, but you saw them close the gap really quickly and Zaivu catch them up before they can even get to the site. Just pulls out those dualies and does the damage against the unarmored opponents. And that's the last time we'll probably see the dualies here. Since the armor is up, and it will be 8-7 for GamerLegion. It's their chance to hang on to the lead. First proper buy up on their T side. A case for everyone. Rez is already atop the silo looking for a target here, and there is one nearby in that garage. Apex waiting, pops around that corner hoping for visibility before the smoke pops, but the timing and spacing is good here for the GamerLegion squad. They're going to move out. At least one, that's CTR, will make his way down through secret. Greeted by a smoke immediately.
A little bit of tag up damage onto PR. And on the smoke fade, Rops eliminates 2. Clean headshots coming through. So the secret presence completely erased. And A-Core with that bomb is next to fall. So even as they find some space out of Squeak, it may just all be for naught. Flamesy back in the angle, sets up Mezzi for the next. It falls to this wounded PR. Oh, Mezzi can't finish what he started. Still 3 targets on that Vitality side who are hungry to do so. Robs down the vent. Zaiwu back here in the lobby. And it will be the Woo to do what he needs to do.
I'm just 2 great openers coming through from Robs. They're already handicapping GamerLegion before they even get to their proper execute, right? Catches them both trying to get through secrets. So like, okay, let's try to go to A. And by the time they do, well, I mean, yes, it does yield a couple of frags, but Vitality are absolutely all over them. And there's the 8th round. Tied up. GamerLegion bringing through a half buy. It's going to be a Galil and 4 Tech 9s available to them. Decent chunk of util, but so far they haven't been able to put a dent in the armor Vitality here on the defensive side, which was the concern. I mean, 8 rounds in that first half was very good for GamerLegion, but I mean, crazy to think, but was it even enough? Or will it be enough?
Look at these flashes. These flashes are lethal. They're still finding the damage, though, and now Rop's up in heaven. Well, he's bailed them on out. The reinforcements come through at the vital time. Apex are running out of material, apparently.
Yeah.
He's already said that. He's got to go back into the joke book. Look, you know, some IGLs, they write strats. Apex, he wakes up in the morning, he's got a joke book next to the bed. He's writing trash talk material. Faster play outside, it seems. Hasn't been working of late. This run of rounds has become quite dire. 5 in a row for Vitality to start this half. GamerLegion are feeling the hurt. Smoke pop.
Yep.
Ooh, they weren't close enough. So close.
even matter.
Iwu knows. Why wasn't anyone there? I could have sworn they would be.
What?
Actually ridiculous. You dodge the smoke pop and Zaiwu just kills everybody instead through it. Someone check him PC. Because this is not normally.
Dude, no visibility on the smoke break. Yeah, it's... And then he just spams two, which is okay. Then the third one? I mean, what do you do if you're GamerLegion at that point? You're like, what's happening? How on earth does he get that third? And then he pushes around the corner, finds the player on top of Mini as well. This round became the Zaiwu show. PR the last one standing. And it feels like GamerLegion's hopes of a third map are slowly but surely slipping away.
No entry indeed. No entry allowed. None afforded to you. Nowhere to go. Nowhere to be. Okay, Apex abandons his angle. Gets a little loud with it to try and chase this on down. Would have been the kill, but instead it will go towards Rops. He's just a generous IGL. Wants to share.
Oh, goodness me. At this point, what do you do if you're GamerLegion? How do you get yourselves back into this one? They've tried everything. Tried pushing aggressively, tried going slow, tried using their wall of smokes to get outside. Nothing is working. Vitality continually have the answers on this defensive side. They put up that wall and will not let GamerLegion pass. Zaiwu throws the nade to break the smoke. Doesn't see anyone. And I mean... Didn't even need the op previously. The rifle was the one delivering the frags. Now, Apex over in ramp, waiting for engagements. Zaiwu supporting him. Missed shot, so that could lead to the pistols overloading him. He's trying to get away. They've overlooked Apex. Oh my goodness, Apex strikes for two as they've got their backs turned. So focused on Zaiwu, who they do end up finishing off here, Mike.
PR with this op. Could be dangerous. Could be a little bit of a threat. Trick's recovering that C4 as the first step. So making this one a little bit in the realms of possibility. Molotov's going to make that uncomfortable. No bomb for you. How do you even get back into this choke point, right? They're sending bullets through. They're making life so very difficult. Attempt to smoke bloom again. But I don't even know. Is it on this side of the wall? I don't think so. So PR is really trying. He's got it. He's got it. He's away. Oh, ho, ho, ho. It's the heist of the century. Problem is, well, there's still a few guards on location. And Mezzi behind this box. Might prove too much, but no. Not to be. Ops back in the angle. Will be the final enforcer required to bring through 11 for Vitality.
Amazing. Just when you feel like you found an opener, you found that breath of life, it gets torn away from you. Rops at the end, like the good trades come through, right, for GamerLegion to gain the space in the site, but Rops immediately afterwards retakes the space that was previously lost and finds the last two needed to secure the round and continue to dash the hopes of GamerLegion, who are still blanked here on this second half. Loss bonus is full, timeouts are empty. using their last one here.
The bank of Rops is also full. Even if they start to whittle down these rounds, I mean, Rops has 11 grand to break into. That's Porsche money right there. Cash. 4 days. ZTR going to brave the flames, risk a lot of his health to try and gain this early space, to try and offset the expectations. Towson wanders into the open. That's a Robs will find, but even that kill might disguise the fact that ZTR is already down. I say might. Flamesy already seems to be aware. Flamesy already seems to be nursing the angles. Make sure this can't turn into a problem. And of course, the second issue here, John, is they do need to link up with ZTR to actually be able to activate this position.
Yeah, ZTR a little bit alone, and I mean, in order to link up, they'll either have to go all the way back outside, or preferably for themselves, go into ramp, gain that space, win the fight with Apex, and find their way into that B site. Incendiary gets thrown. Vitality trying to pace what util is left for them, and then Apex throws a smoke as well. Do they go through it is the question? No. Felt like they had an appetite for it, but immediately backed off. And now it feels like they want to go to A instead because PR has already come back here. The CTR is going to have to join them as well, so all that space gained into Secret was for naught.
And as he comes out, I mean, Robs has been waiting this entire time in the big garage. Here comes the motion. Here comes the move. Mezzy, though, failing on his engagement. Rops, he's going to be able to clean this up, but that might just make the retake easier. They can't deny this bomb. Smoke into heaven guarantees it. The bomb now planted. Acor holding court in the lobby. Flamesy bopped on the head, getting up the vents. Means this is a toughie. Pex takes one before he falters. It's all under Robs. The snap over. Knows where the last is as well. Has the right idea. But he doesn't seem to realize that Acor's already tucked into the corner. Here's the stick. Acor has to make a move. Patient. Trusting this. Gives up the footsteps. Now Robs cannot find the headshot. Expected to crouch peek around, and instead it's Acor with a clutch up.
Wow, that was a tough clutch for Acor, honestly. Had to wait it out, expected the fake to come through. Honestly, if he had stuck to the defusal, might have even had it. But then Acor comes around the corner, and Rops just not ready to fire fast enough. Acor, that's a big one for him to come through with, running that off here on the T side. Finally, a 9th round cracks through for GamerLegion. 2 back of Vitality. But that could be a start of a streak. They're going to try to go fast here into the A site. They're overloading, blitzing on forward, and Mezzy needs to have the answer. He does not. They've got control of A.
Smoke pop. Apex finds his footing, finds his shots. Another Molotov in towards heaven means Apex is going to be isolated here, and a smoke pop coming back the other way. They're not prepared for that much. No overload.
Bomb has been planted.
Smoke. Molly, smoke. What are you going to do if you're 2 heaven players? Just 2 cheeky boys trying to get into a retake on the site. Well, you might just have to save. Finally forcing a save out from Vitality. GamerLegion, it's taken them a long time to get going the second half, but now, it's not too little too late. They've got room to rumble. They're starting to ask some questions here, and these are questions Vitality thought about trying to answer this round, only to be cast back out of heaven.
Wow, what a great call from GamerLegion, right? Especially up against a team like Vitality, just to go for the full blitz into the A site, and the utility had to be perfect timing as well in spacing. All of it was as they moved in. Yes, there was Apex getting one on the smoke break, but after that, Acor activates again with the op, collects another scalp, and I mean, Vitality were on the outside looking in, and then all that utility, right? You talked about it, into heaven, the Molotovs, the smokes, everything. They were on the outside looking in, and there was absolutely nothing they could do in that round, so great work from GamerLegion. They're making this one exciting, at the very least.
Keep it tense. No more banter, no more laughing. A little frustration creeping in here for Vitality. Can't let this one slip. So what do GamerLegion have to show us in this? They found these dynamic upper plays have worked out. Apex, though, tucked here in the shadow of the Schmallow.
They have to hard clear this.
Need to distract. Flashbang's over. Do they check? No, they do not. Towson traded out immediately at the very least, but Apex still gets what he was looking for. Information gained as well that there's heavy presence here outside. Zaiwu got a Molotov down range to section this up, and then a shot on the edge of it. He knows his spots. He doesn't need to see you. He knows where you're going to be. He's in your head. Flame Z looking to stay out of the red. Nice kill on. Puts him back on even. Hearing Flamesy back off of that, might not be expecting Robs to be just around the corner as well, but Flamesy tight too, doesn't even need the reinforcements. It falls to PR. 1v4, and Mezzi will allow him no more.
That's crazy how quickly Vitality recollect themselves after a round loss that they just suffered. Immediately strike back. Solid defense here. Apex gets the first scalp after finding Towson. Great trade from Acor, but look at Zaiwu spotting the player, I think just barely over the tip of that smoke. And shut down from Flamesy as they try to move their way through Secret. That's Vitality on to 12. They have 2 opportunities to close out this series. GamerLegion are at least pushing them almost to the limit here. Yep. It's going to be tough in this round, though, because the utility is extremely limited. Mike?
I think considering the context, we're about to see in just a moment. Hopefully. There we go. Here's the context. I think considering the context, this result is very impressive, however this round goes for GamerLegion. It's a team that's been struggling of late. It's a team that's playing with a stand-in up against the best team in the world, bar none at the moment. And they've gained the lower sight. They've gained it without combat. The Robs is always going to get his due. Entry is not free here. Robs is playing the doorman. And now he's looking for his ticketing fees. Bomb will be planted. This one can't be denied. PR lurking back in here from Trophy, but Zaiwu knows to look for it, and Flamesy strikes in the same exact moment. So it was looking like a valiant defense, now turns to Rez, and just Towson alone. 1v3, knows where the players are coming from, but that will not help him. That will not save him. That will not deny. 27 in a row that gave them a test, that gave them a struggle, but as we've said so many times, doesn't matter how it starts, just how it ends. Vitality continue the wins. It's Bizu all around, and a W in the win column for Vitality.